All we have to do is rehabilitate his image.
I guess we could
It
try
seems
to
like
make the
he's
world
actually
see
a
the good side
dick.
of Mr. Frog. How hard could that be?
Exterior, swamp,
I felt pretty confident
buggy
that was
sitting
coming.
on a rock.
Okay, you guys, over at the Goosh, our Patreon, our pal Epic Shaggy has sponsored a bunch of themed clip compilations of episodes of Brewstew Films. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Brewstew Films, but it's some of the funniest stuff I've ever heard. Amazing storyteller, funny, very simple and very funny animation. I love the simplicity of the animation. Everything about these is absolutely hilarious. So I thought I'd try bringing one of these compilation videos over here, see if you guys enjoy watching it with me. We got a bunch of them over at the Goosh. If you like them, I'll bring more over. And check it out, and make sure you check out Brewstew Films.
All right, so not too long ago,
All right.
I was stuck on a roller coaster, and for me, it's
Oh,
a big deal
yes,
because
this is
when I was a kid,
called Stuck
I
on a
had
Roller
two
Coaster.
reoccurring nightmares. One was having Harry and Marv from Home Alone break into my house, and the other one was getting stuck on a fucking
Understandable.
roller coaster at the very tippy top. So a few weeks ago, my girlfriend and I were at an amusement park called Cedar Point. We've never been there. Check
Ohio.
it out. It's in Ohio. They got
Yep.
roller coasters coming out of every
I haven't been there.
orifice. It's nuts. I was
My
taking a
daughter's
shit there one
stepson
time,
went.
wasn't paying attention. Ended up
I
on a
wanna go.
fucking roller coaster. Anyways, we're halfway through our trip, and we want to take a break.
All right,
Get
this
some
guy's a
corn
good
dogs.
storyteller.
En route to these $9 corn dogs.
End
to
up on
see
a
our
fucking
favorite
roller
ride.
coaster.
And it has a super short wait. Usually the line's like an hour and a half long, so I'm like, to hell with the corn dogs. Let's
Yeah.
all up in that roller coaster. So
Well,
strap
I don't
in
know,
the
though.
front seat.
Corn
It's
dogs.
a big ass
I like
coaster.
them.
It goes like 300 feet in the sky, so I'm a little apprehensive. Heights are somewhere on my list of top shit that I'm afraid of.
Really?
Take
Oh,
off, and my
jeez.
girlfriend leans over and
Hungry
she's like,
Kirstie
"Give me one
Alley
last
machine's
kiss
on
in
fire.
case we die on here." And then we take off. Well, that's a completely inappropriate thing to say when we're about to climb 17,000
Yeah.
fucking stories into the heavens. I'm sitting there contemplating why she had to mutter out this voodoo curse. Our car just comes to a complete stop. And we're about 2/3 up the hill.
Oh,
That feeling when
shit.
you're taking a mean dump and you hear the doorknob start to wiggle and your butthole tightens up because you know somebody's about to see you poop. Yeah, that's what I felt right there, stuck on top of that ride.
Good analogy,
I'm pretty
bro.
sure everybody's
Excellent
butthole and that ride
analogy.
tightened up at the same time. I swear to God, if I think about it, I'm pretty sure I actually heard it happen. It was like, swoop. Everybody's eyes bulging out of their head and shit. And the station starts to radio up to us from the speaker. Yellow car, your ride has temporarily stopped. If you haven't made your peace with God yet, now's the time to do it. Okay, cool.
That's
Here
fair.
I am sitting there, praying to God. I know God's probably up there like, bitch, you only talk to me when you need something.
When you want
Should've
something,
got
yeah.
the corn dogs, dumbass. The whole time my girlfriend's cat of time
God's got a point.
uses to remove her hands from her face. And I'm like, this is what you wanted, you fucking witch doctor. You cursed us. In case we die on here. In case we die on here. Everybody down at the ground at this point is hoping that the fucking thing just topples over so they can be on the news. Oh, I just can't believe this. I wonder what's going through
Such
their
a
minds right
dumbass
now.
is stuck on a roller coaster.
Got the fucking corn dogs. Meanwhile, I'm up there taking Snapchats of everybody looking at their feet. Because if I don't distract myself, I'm going to lose my mind. Look at me. I almost
Understand.
look happy. But really, I'm just distracting myself so my pants aren't filled with 2 turds and a puddle of piss. 15 minutes go by, and some dude in a hard hat
Oh,
is riding up the hill
this
in
is
a
awesome.
fucking bucket, and he stops at this guy sitting at the ass end of the car who's wearing a goddamn GoPro on his head. Yeah, that's right. These assholes stopped the whole ride for a goddamn GoPro. It's not like this dude was wearing a fucking double reel camera from the 1920s on his head. Dude with a boom mic behind him and shit. They take his GoPro away, and then they start the ride up like nothing ever happened.
That's why they stopped
Nobody's
it?
even having fun at this point. Everybody's worried about the piss sloshing around in their pants. We pull back into the station, and all the people in line just start clapping for us. Like we killed a terrorist up there. So security guards take camera face off the coaster while everybody's trying to hug rocks at him. And then Satan himself, or the guy controlling the ride, I mean, is like, hey, sorry that pervert wanted to film the back of your guys' heads. You guys want to go again? No, I think I want to get up. You're going again.
You're going
Bob.
again.
10 minutes later,
The question
I'm
was
sitting there,
a courtesy.
eating my
You're
fucking
going.
corn dog.
Eat your
My hands are
corn
still
dog.
shaking and shit. People are looking around, wondering what the fucking problem is. Oh, what do you think's wrong with that guy? What did he do as a kid? He
Maybe-
was abused with a corn dog. So the moral of
Let's
the
not
story
talk about
is-
that.
Well, the
Too
moral
close
for
to
me
home.
at least is to never pass up on a fucking corn dog.
There you
Bad
go.
Shit happens when you do
That's
it.
the
That's why,
correct-
next time I'm gonna be at a friend's
Correct
house.
takeaway.
I'm gonna be like, hey, you want a corn dog? And I'm like, yes, I want that fucking corn dog. If I don't eat that corn dog, some horrible shit's gonna happen. Harry and Marv from Home Alone is gonna bust in here
Bust
and
in,
steal my
yep.
talk boy and my 2 turtle doves.
That was
Brewstew.com.
excellent. Oh man. Okay, Shaggy, you're 100% right on this guy. That was really good. What a great story, and what a great storyteller. And I agree with him 100%. The takeaway from that absolutely is when the opportunity for corn dog arises, you fucking take it. Now this next one is just called Mexico. Oh boy.
All right, for those of you that don't know, I am officially a married man. That chick that got stuck on the roller coaster with me, well, that's my wife now. So if you're one of those weird old men
Wow,
that
that
keep
didn't
messaging
ruin
me
the
late at night,
relationship?
you need to
Cool.
stop. I'm off the market now.
So-
Ah, darn it. So
Well,
after we got
wow,
married,
on this
my
one.
wife and I decided to go to Mexico for our honeymoon. Now, I've never been to Mexico before, so I didn't know what to expect. And everybody that I talked to pretty much told me the same thing. Just don't drink the water down there, you hear me? You will shit your whole asshole off if you do. And then they
Shit your
gotta make you
whole
a new
asshole off.
asshole out of your belly button. And nobody wants an asshole belly button, let me tell you. But that didn't concern me because we're
I
staying
never
at
heard
an
that belly button
all-inclusive
part
resort
before.
in Cancun. Who needs water when you're drinking alcohol 24/7? Now, I don't mean to brag or anything, but I did take 4 years of Spanish in high school. That means I know
Española and
18
shit.
words in Spanish. Sure, 10 of them are numbers, but I do know how to order a beer in Spanish, and I know how to say the library is red. Thank you so much, high school Spanish. What a fucking waste
And he's
of time
right,
you
too.
were. So we're at the
I
resort.
took a
I'm
couple
at the
years of
bar,
it, and
speaking
I don't
my
even
shitty
have
Spanish. Una
that much of a-
cerveza, por favor. Look at me, I'm speaking Spanish over here. La biblioteca is roja. Yeah, well, I could give a fuck about your red libraries. Take your beer and beat it. So the first day in Mexico, we pretty much just laid out in the sun and got drunk. And it took a whole 45 minutes for the Mexican sun to destroy my pale body, so that was cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I put sunscreen on, but since I was half drunk, I only put it on part of my face
And the
body.
sun
So
just
for the
said,
rest of the
"Fuck that
trip, I had to
sunscreen."
walk around like an idiot with all these random burn marks everywhere. There's people looking at me like I got leprosy and shit. Oh, sick. Honey, get the kids out of the pool. But regardless, I still had a good time. We were meeting people from all over the world. Everybody you talk to wants to know where you're from. Oh, you're from the United States. Are you from New York or California?
That's-
we're actually
yeah.
from one of the 48 other states that nobody gives a fuck about. Because
Right,
this
that's
is what
it.
the United States looks like to most people that aren't
And-
from here. It's
and
no big
he's
deal.
right,
I
too, with
accept
that.
it.
I
But
see
after
that.
a while,
And if you're
anybody
from New
asks,
York,
I would
everybody
just
thinks
be
you're from
like,
New
"Yeah,
York
we're
City."
From the U.S. We are from New York City, California, America land. That's us right there. But we did get drunk with some old Canadian people, though, and that was a pretty good time. I'm over there drunk as hell, just babbling on about anything Canadian I can think of.
So you guys like maple syrup? That's cool. I do too.
Hey,
what about
buddy.
Alanis Morissette? She's
I'm
probably
not your
like
buddy,
George
pal.
Washington to you guys. Is her face on your dollar bill?
Now, we wanted to do more than just sit on a resort and get drunk, so we decided to venture out into Mexico.
Didn't ask him
We
about
wanted to go
Terrence
to some
and
local
Phillip?
shops and learn how to use pesos. 5,000 pesos? Is that a lot of money? That sounds like a lot of money. Am I buying a keychain or am I paying off my fucking student loans? What the hell's going on? At one point, I stumbled my ass into a cigar shop, which is funny because I've never smoked a cigar in my life. I don't know shit about them. But I want to buy a Cuban cigar because I can't buy that in America land. The lady
Right.
at the counter's asking me
America
what
land.
kind of cigars I like. I'm over there pretending I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Well, are you looking for something rich and bold or something a little bit more mild? A mild one. Yeah, that's it, mild.
Yeah, let's
I
go mild.
like my cigars too spicy. Of course, being in Mexico, I also had to buy a bottle of tequila somewhere, and we just so happened to find a bar that gave
Tequila
out
Ricks.
free samples. A shot of tequila, senor? Oh, well, absolutely, guy that doesn't sound Mexican whatsoever. Gulp, gulp, gulp. How about another one, senor? Well, keep them coming. Gulp, gulp, gulp. 10 minutes later, I'm fucking destroyed at the bar. Senor, I think you've had enough. I'll tell you when I've had enough, buddy. You think you're better than me with your fancy tequila and your red libraries? Gulp, gulp,
You're
gulp.
in libraries.
That's not all we did in Mexico. We did a lot of other things as well. We went snorkeling in the ocean and seen fish that looked like Pokemon. We went to the pyramids and seen how good the Mayans were at playing Minecraft. But the coolest thing that we did in Mexico
Pretty much,
was
yeah.
that we got
Mayans
to
were good at
swim with a
Minecraft.
dolphin. And let me tell you, the look on my wife's face when she touched a dolphin for the first time, holy hell, it was pure bliss. It's like
I'm living in a fucking Lisa Frank sticker book.
And I gotta say, it's pretty damn hard not to smile when you got Snowflake the dolphin kicking field goals in front of you. Now, sure, it was a little weird because I was a grown man and we were the only adults in our group. I got all these kids staring at my fucked up sunburn.
Ew, does that guy have leprosy? Shut
Little
up,
bit.
dude. I think he's with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The whole experience was
His Mexico
fantastic.
trip
We
was
got
his
to pet the
Make-A-Wish.
dolphin.
Nice.
We got to ride with the dolphin.
Excuse me.
The dolphin got its large straight and beat us in a game of Yahtzee. It was fantastic. I'm over there trying to get the dolphin's name so I can add him on Facebook. The lady's just ignoring me because I look like fucking Freddy Krueger. So I'm just calling the dolphin Biscuit the whole time. Here, Biscuit. Come here. Heel, Biscuit. Heel. I'm gonna backhand this guy if he calls me Biscuit one more time. I don't give a fuck how much leprosy
No, it's
he
a back
has.
fin.
Sadly, that was our last day in Mexico. The next day, we packed up our suitcases full of tequila and spicy cigars, and we flew our asses all the way back to New York, California. So here's to you, Biscuit.
New
for
York,
making our trip to
California.
Mexico so goddamn special.
These are awesome. He does such a good job of telling stories, man. Excuse me. Oh, he's got plush toys too. This is just excellent, fantastic. And this last one, it is called Turning 30. Yeah, double that for my last birthday. I don't want to. Yeah, let's not talk about that. Let's just go.
All right, so I guess it's that time of year again. My birthday has come and went, and here I am another year older. But this time it's different, because this time I turned 30.
30 years old? Jesus Christ.
Zero
Let me get this
at the end.
geriatric some Metamucil.
That's right, I'm 30. I'm old now. I can officially go around telling kids stories about the olden times.
Back in my day, we only had 151 Pokemon. And if we wanted to go on the internet, we had to use dial-up. What's dial-up, Grandpa?
I don't even like to think about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
I have to
I'm with
admit
you,
that I'm a
bro.
little pessimistic when it comes to my birthday these days. I don't get all excited like when I was a kid. My God, I'm 10 years old now. I have this here holographic Charizard. I have the world by its ass. But maybe I'm just being a big wussy crybaby. Maybe I just need to be a little bit more optimistic. My God, I'm 30 years old now. I still have this holographic Charizard. That means I still have the world by its ass.
You
After
do.
all, it's not like I'm super
Truth.
old like some people. Yeah, what are you complaining about? Wait till you get into your 70s, where every time you take a piss, it feels like a goddamn colony of fire ants is tap dancing through your urethra. But you know what?
Wait till
It's
you
my
can't
party,
stop
and I'll
pissing.
cry if I want to. And if I want to sit in the dark by myself and contemplate my own mortality for my 30th birthday, then by God, I'm gonna do it.
You do it,
But
bro.
luckily, instead, that wonderful wife of mine decided to plan a surprise 2-day trip on my birthday. And that trip was to Mackinac City up in Michigan. And if you're not familiar with Mackinac City, they
I
have
am
a
not.
bridge, they have an island, and they have about 9,000 different fudge shops for your fat ass to try. Now,
Oh,
the hotel we were staying
my
at
fat
was
ass
right
would
on the
like
beach,
that.
which meant there was roughly 4,000 seagulls hanging outside of our back door.
Like Home Alone 2 in this bitch.
But there was this one fat seagull that stood out from the rest of them, and his name was Derek. I know his name was Derek because I named him Derek. Derek the seagull.
That's how you knew.
Derek's ass was
Hi,
the
Derek.
alpha male of all the seagulls, and any food that was coming his way was all his. He's attacking everybody. That's his territory. He's a fucking maniac.
like
Look at him
Derek.
go. So I'm out on the beach feeding Derek's fat ass some leftover pizza that I had, and everything's going fine until all the other seagulls get pissed off because they're not getting any. So what do they decide to do? Well, they decide to shit on my head. That's what they decide to do. Is that shit? Did a bird just shit on me? Oh, now there's bird shit on my hand. God damn it. All right, so maybe not a great start to the Mackinac trip, but it gets better. The next day, we decide to go to Mackinac Island. And since we've never
was
been
fair
there
on the
before,
bird's
our
part.
dumbasses think that there's a bridge that you can just drive across. We're Googling driving directions and shit.
Well, this can't be right. It says here we have to drive a fucking submarine 4 miles through Lake Huron. Oh, wait a minute, there's a ferry. You're supposed to take a fucking boat across. We're stupid.
So we take this ferry out to Mackinac Island, and everything's going fine. That is, until we notice that there's a lady sitting by us that's breastfeeding a very, very large child.
Oh my God. Don't look
How
now,
large?
but I think there's a lady breastfeeding a fucking 9-year-old.
There's a what? Oh my God, what the hell? Now, I don't have a problem with breastfeeding in public, but this shit looked like a midget trying to get to second base, for Christ's sake. What the hell are you staring at? I'm on my lunch break. So needless to say, we get the hell off the ferry as fast as we can.
You want to get a beer?
Yeah, it sounds like a
Yeah,
fun
I think I
ferry.
need a beer after seeing that shit. So we go to a local brewery on the island, and like all breweries, they have a bunch of weird beers that you can try.
Ooh, this one tastes like a peanut butter sandwich.
Oh God, this one tastes like a fucking Duracell battery. What the hell? We look over at the table next to us, and guess who
Ooh,
we see?
Duracell beer.
That's right, it's Milky and her son. The
It'll
kid
keep
still got a fucking milk mustache still
it'll
on
keep
his
you
lip and
going all
shit.
day.
Okay then, time to leave. I'm not sticking around to watch this kid have dessert. Let's go. So now we decide to rent mountain bikes to ride around the
the island. The only problem was that my bike was messed up and the gears would change all willy-nilly by themselves. So now I'm riding around the island looking like a drunk guy that doesn't know how to work a 10-speed. Wow, that guy must be wasted. Yeah, I wonder how many Duracell battery beers he had. Jesus Christ. So we go riding around Mackinac
Should've
Island.
switched
My
to
bike
Energizer.
is possessed by the devil. And I have to say that Mackinac Island is pretty as hell. The water's all crystal clear. This shit looks like a goddamn Bob Ross painting.
Hey, Bob.
You see, I'm used to the dirty-ass Maumee River, where the water looks like chocolate milk and smells like dead people. But out here, it was like riding through a goddamn Lisa Frank folder. Holy hell, look at that unicorn on that path made out of rainbows. So after spending all day on Mackinac,
I didn't think there was anything quite that nice on Michigan.
And this
You know,
is where
with
we go to our final
unicorns.
stop of the trip, a dark sky park. You see, prior to the trip, my wife got me a telescope because, well, you know, I'm a big nerd, and I like to look at planets and shit. And a dark sky park is the best place to use a telescope because, well, it's dark. You can actually see shit up in the sky. It's not like your backyard back in the city, where if you look up, you just see 2 dots and a fucking McDonald's sign. So I'm out there with this telescope. I'm trying to pretend to know what the hell I'm doing in front of the other people that actually do know what the hell they're doing. Everything was fine until it came time to leave the park, because now I have to disassemble a whole goddamn Newtonian telescope in the pitch black. I mean, I brought a lantern with me to help me see, but you can't use any white light because, well, it's a dark sky park.
Dark sky
no
park.
lights are allowed.
Duh.
So there I am, Helen Kellering this thing back in the bag. And all of a sudden,
Kellering.
my lantern goes off. Now I got light shooting in every direction. Might as well been a fucking flashbang going off. And of course, this lantern wasn't an ordinary lantern. I had to get the 1,000 lumens holy shit lantern.
Kim
This thing looked like
lantern.
a fucking bat signal in the sky, for Christ's sake. Hey, you stupid
The
idiot!
holy
We're trying
shit
to look at planets and shit. And that right there is how we concluded our little trip to Mackinac City, by pissing off a bunch of nerds in the dark. So special thanks to my wonderful
That
wife
actually
for
sounds like
making my
fun.
transition into my 30s
The
as
pissing
least
off
depressing
nerds
as
in
possible.
the dark.
If you're looking for a good time, check out Mackinac City, home of Derek the Seagull, the Duracell battery beer,
Derek,
and
I
last
wanna
but not
meet.
least, the milk mustache of Mackinac Island.
Don't want to know anything about the milk mustache crew. Those were really, really good. That was fun.
Bears eat beets. Bears beets Battlestar Galactica.
Bears do not. What is going on? What are you doing? I was in a drugstore and I saw these glasses.
Saw the glasses.
$4.